What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 5 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Sceolan / Winterheart Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we have fought the Tzeentchans at Hikaria, which saw us get a pretty nice battle. It wasn't the only place where we fought Tzeentchas. The jungles of Xi'an had that forest encounter with some nice Tzeentchan enemies, as well as their talk denying Dala and fighting the Tormentors twice. So Tzeentchan Slaanesh last time, and I expect at least a little bit more Tzeentchan Slaanesh this time before we move on to other things. Now, so as to not forget, we're going to start by having you, Sceolan, auto-resolve this place, and then sacking it because we need to sack a bunch of places. I mean, I guess we could raise it, but then if we raise it, we wouldn't be able to trade it to one of these guys, which I would like to do. So we're going to pop on in. And seeding, and then we'll use the turn to heal up a little bit, and then move onward. And I'm just going to double check that we can, in fact, trade these locations. So, yes, we can. It's not worth much, but we should be able to... Do we want to invest in building a building here? Will that make the place more expensive? I'm just going to hope that it will. So let's go for the Waystone, let's repair it. It's a little bit of an expense, but hopefully we can get it back. Also, as you may have, you can probably tell, a double episode was promised as we reached the engagement threshold a couple of episodes ago, and this is that second episode today. And, of course, if we maintain the streak, with the likes and comments, we'll do another double episode in a day or two, or whichever day I have more time on. So don't forget to leave those likes and comments below if you've been enjoying. Anyway, recruiter, you are going to want to move this way. We need to deliver to our main stack these guys. What I also would like to do is this. Let's grab this Glade Captain with the Ancient Rage. Now, can heroes be moved via the world routes, or is it only lords? What's your name, Varcio? Yeah, looks like you need a lord in order to move. I was hoping to send you up to Kislev to, you know, make friends. I guess in that case we'd need to recruit a lord, which is a little bit unfortunate because it's kind of expensive. We could bring you back. Who's cheaper? Yeah, they're all 1,000, dang. Basically, it's paying 1,000 gold just to do this. Well, I guess we could do that next turn, then. Pop you into the army, then move. Yeah, alright, because you need movement range anyway. Yeah, alright, we'll do that next turn. Because we can then immediately disband. Just send via world routes up to where Draika is, and then just check out Kislev. Hopefully they're not all dead already. Oh, wow, that's a lot of Skaven corruption. Well, hopefully at least some of them will be alive. It's not looking so good, though. I might have to just allow Stankia to be our Kislev unit providing faction. Anyway, Dare Talk, we're gonna have you go into... I guess this stance. We'll need to sack this place as well. Pyrrhic victory, really? Oh, wow, and it'll kill half our units. This will kill half our units? Are you sure, game? Does this have a... It does not have a... It's just a regular minor settlement. Alright, I'm just going to manually fight this real quick because I think it's just kind of a waste of time. So let's fight this. I don't know why the auto-resolve is deciding that we're going to have a bad time here, because I'm 99.9% sure that we won't. But who knows? Oh, and it's the big choke point battle, though I imagine a decent amount of the enemy will try to get around our flanks. I also imagine that it won't work very well, so, eh. Alright, there we go. Start deployment. Move everybody back a teensy bit. We will put the Dryads right there, but it's the Treekin in front of them that are going to absorb all the enemy damage. You guys can go here with Mr. Dare Talk right in front of everybody. You guys will protect the flanks and also the range units. Speaking of range units, let's pop you in like so. Turn off skirmish mode. Turn off skirmish mode, and that's it, right? No other units? Looks good. Alright, move right there. Dare Attack, move out front, get ready to pop off your spells, and you can immediately pop off that Forbidden Rod as well. Alright, now, let's try to get that Lamentation of Despair going before... Alright, come on, fire it at this Lord before they reach you, come on! Hey, you managed to get it off. Alrighty, well, pleasantly surprised by that. Anyway, where are the enemy flyers and stuff? Alright. Looks good to me. You can meet them in battle. Don't they have some Furies? Yeah, there are some on this side. Alright, so you meet these guys in combat. You meet these guys in combat. Good, good, good. The heck's the enemy lord doing? Yeah, well, regardless. Pop off one of these, and then debuff or buff everybody like that, like so. There we go, and then you meet the enemy here. Pop you off. Time to move in Dryads. But you, my friend, are supposed to be defending against the flyers. Alright, looks good. Dryads are good. Everybody's good. You wanna heal anybody who's taking the most damage? Anybody at all? You, I guess. Alrighty, and the battle should be ours very quickly at this rate. Oh, the cultist of Slaanesh is annoying some of our range units. Alright, you guys surround and kill the cultist. You kill this. Everybody else looks good. Do we have another Awakening of the Wood available? Not yet. Range units, you don't really have anybody to fire on anymore, do you? Well, I guess as the enemies move away, then you'll be able to fire upon them, so yeah, it'll work. Eventually. Alright, looks like the cultist is done for. You need to move forward. And you guys go after you. You guys maybe swap around like so. And, Good, good. Anybody need any heals? You're a little bit damaged. It's on the right flank? Yeah, it's on the right flank. Alright, you back off, let the Eagles and co do it. And then you can move into reinforced Dryads. There we go. Range units, I need you to focus down that Hellstrider unit, because otherwise it'll come back and annoy us. You can Awakening of the Wood in the big blob here. They ain't getting past those Malevolent Treekin. And frankly, I'm surprised the range units haven't killed the mob, but they might be having a bit of a difficult time actually attacking them. Either way, I think we're free to speed this along, and with that, the battle should be just about ours. Just gotta wait for the... there we go. Chaos Spawn to be destroyed. Let's speed it up once again a teensy bit, and I just want to get one more Lamentation off. There we go, just because... well, just because we could. Alright. Yeah, certainly not half our army dying to that auto-resolve. Has something been done to the auto-resolve? I wonder if this SFO version is worse with the auto-resolve, or vanilla version maybe, I'm not entirely sure. I just noticed that in the Beastmen campaign, the auto-resolve really seemed to hate the Beastmen, but that didn't really surprise me because they have a unit type with lots of unarmored, fast units. Oh, I guess we're kind of... we got some kind of similar stuff in some armies, but I mean, we got lots of Dryads and Treekin in this one. Either way. I'd love to raise the place, but I think we'd rather trade it. I think. We need to raise or sack, but I think we'll trade. Seed it. I'm not going to invest in it right now, though, because I don't think it's useful. Alexander Smith, that is useful. And I guess you can go back into regular stance. We need to keep an eye on all this and make sure that we get to Kala again. And now you, dare talk. I guess we could grab you evasion. It's... I mean, what's the likelihood that you're actually losing melee combat, though? You know what, grab Skin of the Woods. Make the Malevolent Treekin even more tanky. Because clearly, if anybody needs it. And I believe that's all that we gotta do for this particular turn, other than Acerit, who... Did I not name you Tech Thief? I was gonna name you Tech Thief, and then I apparently forgot. Alright, well, or Tech Thieving. Hey, you get properly called Tech Thief, and now you can actually, you know, thief your tech, as one does. Alright, this is good, just double checking that I moved everybody. No buildings to be building unless I'm mistaken. The fireplace, oh, I guess we can, yeah, let's upgrade the game lodge just for the additional growth. I think we need the growth more than the money, to be perfectly honest. And this place we will continue to ignore. Alright. Assign, building upgrade, damage building. Oh, it's this place that I don't care for. And tech is nearly complete. Offices. Colas can... oh, we have a second Colas. But neither one of you can go anywhere, so I think you're fine. Alright, end the turn. And then we'll wipe out the Tzeentch, so maybe we'll ignore the rats. And just so we can get over here faster. Just gotta pay attention to when Dakala comes back. And then when she does, we gotta make sure not to either to not kill her or not to allow one of our allies or other factions to kill her. Gotta get that defeat rate, especially once we're on our dragon. It's going to be very important to have that immunity to contact effect. Otherwise, we'd have to hunt down Epidemius, and I don't want to do that. Lich Lord Kiritaman, you want to trade? I mean, sure, why not? We can trade. If everybody over there remains friendly, that'll be just fine by me. And it looks like no further attacks on us this turn. Overlords of Jarduk destroyed. Sword of Cain claimed. The Bowmen of Orion. Win one battle against the Bowmen of Orion. Yeah, that one I remember. This is fine. Spring emerges. We now have construction costs minus 10% for all buildings, as you guys have pointed out in the comments. That was what was keeping us, keeping this stuff expensive. Now, can we build anything here? No. Okay. So, first of all, I want to take a quick look at the world routes. Deep roots, rather. And yeah, alright. So if we want to go to find Kislev, we will need to invest in doing so. So I guess we'll once again do this. Verdant Venture. Get you on field quickly. Oh! These guys now started rank 3. Anybody interesting here? Not really. And you're gonna command an army rather soon. You are as well, but not quite as soon. I'm just gonna get you back on the field. Funnily enough, we could just get one at rank 3, and it'll cost the exact same amount. Get a second one. Why not? Couldn't hurt. And we get some of that money back. Alright, so you're gonna go here, you are gonna go here, then we are going to World Roots you, Dilina, towards Griffinwood. I mean, I guess we could also do Fort Dolganyar without trespassing in Griffin Wood. Although, it'll take a long time to get around this. Alright, well, our hero can find this. Alright, so go here, teleport. Then you will leave this army and see how Kislev is doing. And you can be disbanded immediately. Goodbye. Alright, well, Kislev itself is still alive, which is good. Can we... I was hoping to trade with you. Declare war on. You're fighting the Ecstatic Legions and the Sarl, as well as Molder. You know what? Maybe wait on that a little bit. Oh, wow, you don't like us very much. Minus 50 aversion. I feel like, specifically for our faction, the Winterheart faction, we shouldn't have the aversion with the Kislevites. I mean, no, I guess we still would, because the Kislevites want to burn down the wood. Well, not burn down the woods, but they need the woods because they, yeah, maybe not. Alright, fine, just ignore me. Anyway, back to it. Sceolan. Oh, it's nice. We're healing again. And it looks like we can't reach the enemy's settlements, so I guess we'll raid for the turn while healing. So, go into raiding stance, right here. And I assume we can still heal while... Oh, wow, we barely do that. Damn it. Alright, fine. Go into encamp stance, heal to full out here, then. In our own territory, then we'll besiege Dragonfleet Port. I like the relative simplicity of the Ashen clan nest here, of their iconography. Anyway, steel tech. Another success. Tech thief. Starting to get a little better, ain't ya? Alright, next up, Dare Talk. You, I guess we have to decide. We can't reach Hidden Landing. I guess we could go here and raid, or we could spend the turn healing, just like we were doing with your other army. I guess we should heal to full. If we gotta, we gotta. Alrighty, Recruiter, you've got a ways to travel, so get to traveling. And I believe you're the... Oh, wait, we can get you Inspiring Presence, like so. Get a little bit of free XP on everybody every turn. Alright, and I believe that's everybody that we can move. Next up, Kurish Frontier. We are continuing to not invest in that. And what was the other place that we got? Samurai's Domain? Alright, I want to see how much this is worth next turn. So right now, Hikaria is worth enough for the Defensive Alliance. 10 exactly. Once the building is built, we'll see if it's worth more than 10, and if so, how much more, because it costs us 2,000 to build. See if we can't get some cash out of that. Which would be nice. Also, Sceolan, you should be quite close to rank 15. Okay, maybe not so close to rank 15. We'll get there, though. We're going all the way straight to Astraeus to get the upkeep reduction for all elf units, and... and only do 3 turns to go Mathland? You know what, let's start with Mathland, then we'll go to Astraeus afterwards. Seems to take significantly longer to do that. Which is fine, mind you, but, you know. Alrighty, now we're free to end the turn, so skip building, upgrade, damage building, etc. Ooh, but don't skip the heroes. Wanton destruction, unstoppable charge for the hero's army. Yes, that's what we want. We're gonna bring you towards our main army, and what do we have here? Still lethal, woodlands, tracker, and fleet of foot. Ugh, still I'm not a big fan of these. Alright, we'll give it a couple more turns and I'm gonna start milling them. Usually, I mean, I was about to say, usually I wouldn't bother fishing for traits, but that's not entirely true. Especially in some armies. But yeah, anyway, end turn. Since we can only have... I think we'll only have room for 2 heroes in Sceolan's army, because we already have the mage. Oh, meaning we'll have to choose between the Glade Captain and the... Well, then we can't have a Branch Wraith, which is unfortunate. Are Branch Wraiths the one that gives us a replenishment increase? Because if it is, that ain't so great. But I guess we'll see. And there's Shadow Dancers as well. Well, I guess we'll double see. Anyway. Wait, did this guy... Huh, wait, are the Tomb Kings now fighting these guys? What happened here? A moment. They're friendly with us. I mean, I don't really care if they fight each other as long as we don't get drawn into the conflict, and as long as you don't... They seem to be at peace. Okay, I don't know. And let's see, what is this? For the greater good, you will be win 5 battles against the Wood Elves. Okay, 1 we can get by fighting Bowmen of Orion. And I guess we'll have to find a few others. Colas is back. Nemesis Crown, somewhere. And are you ready to attack? I guess we are. Or besiege, rather. And I imagine these guys will sally out, so we will do this just in case they don't, but I imagine they will. Also, we do have you, Spellsinger, who has leveled. I'm gonna say we'll want to move towards Heart of Winter to actually be able to cast it. Not that I dislike Death Frost. Well, actually, I do kind of dislike Death Frost. It's very expensive for damaging 1 unit. Granted, it's a fair bit of damage, but nonetheless. It's either we go all the way to the 3rd level of Frostblades in order to make it cheaper, which is also very expensive for what it does, or we go to Heart of Winter, and I think I'd rather do the latter, so that's what we're gonna do. Alrighty, Recruiter. Oh, you're gonna reach this place rather quickly, I'd wager. Let's land here, because I'm kind of not trustful of leaving you at sea, because somebody could attack you. And I'm still concerned about these guys, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. Dare Talk. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. These guys are moving to this place now? It's not that I care about it, but... Oh, can we trade territories to you? Just out of curiosity. You're not at war with these guys, are you? We can get trade agreement and money out of it, which I assume the Spirit of the Jungle would like. We've got Lorelorn now willing to trade, Maneater's now willing to trade. They won't be liking us so much after we trade with Lorelorn, though, I'm willing to wager.
Lord Magistrate.
Sanyo clan is willing to go into a defensive alliance, though if they start fighting the Tomb Kings, that is not so great. Leofric's Fellowship also defensive alliance. Alright, let's do that. At the very least, gain vision of what the heck is going on down here.
I am sworn to
And they are still fighting the Cornates, and it seems that they've lost their main stag doing so, which ain't so great for us. Sanyo clan, you know what, fine. Let's just do the defensive alliance, keep vision of everybody. No Confederation. These guys are willing to... Guardians of Calith. Let's do a trade agreement, and... I mean, I doubt that we're going to go through their territory, so I'm going to say no to the military access for now. I'd rather take their money. Although we do have to be careful about taking everybody's money because it weakens factions, and I don't know if we want to weaken too many factions too much. Oh! We've taken Tiger Cage out. Oh, that's... Oh, hello. You're probably going to take that up from us, aren't you? I'd love to have sent somebody down there to grab that. What can you do? Anyway, back to whatever it was we were doing up here. Dare Talk, yes. You need to either go after this guy or proceed to Kaoshan. So if we take this and we give it to the lizards, which I am fine with, but I was hoping to give these territories to the Golden Order in order to get the alliance with them, and I don't want to border gore them. This guy will run if we chase, and then we'll suffer attrition. Ugh. It's quite annoying, isn't it? If it weren't for the fact that we needed to wait for Dala, I wouldn't care. On the other hand, we haven't invested in this at all, so maybe let them take it and then just take it back. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Screw it. Go to Kaoshan and then sack it and then proceed to wherever it was you were going. Alright, auto-resolve. Minimal damage and... sack. Royal Standard Bearer, victory over Slaanesh, and then... seed. Alright. Again, just seeding those in order to eventually trade them away. And that's good. Who else? Tech Thief. Go figure. Heal tech. Failure this time. You had a streak going. I was proud of you for a moment. Alright, you need to go join the main stack as well, and we'll need to keep paying attention to the Waystalkers, because I want one of them to lead the Swift Shivers. Varcio, you are going to be Scout Varcio. You found the Kislevites. Do we want to maybe go to Fort Dolginyar just to... I mean, we're gonna need to just move over there, so we don't really need to see them since they're not another Wood Elf faction. We've already seen Lorelorn. I mean, I guess we could move up here to see if any of the other Kislevites survive, but I doubt it. Oh man, Boris's start position has moved so many times, I no longer remember where he is. Is he up here still? Oh, good lord. Alright, well, go up there and see if you can find Boris. But if he's moved elsewhere, then I guess then it won't matter much. Oh, you still have Volksgrad, surprisingly. But I fear you're not going to survive against all of these guys moving around everywhere. We'll see. Alright, well, either way, I believe that's it for this. We've got nothing to build here. We will skip. We will... Outpost available? Oh, it's with these guys. Mostly care about the Okamoto clan, but maybe these... No, they can't build anything neat. At least not in this territory. We can build sky lanterns here, but I don't think we want those. Although they would provide nice support, I just don't feel like they fit in with, you know, what the Wood Elves have got going on. Is it just me?
Not since the coming of more
Dala wants peace. No. They are willing to pay us quite a bit for the peace, but yeah, take it back. Oh, really? You're gonna sack it? Okay. Feel free. I don't really care. We're mostly looking to find and kill Dala herself. I don't really care what happens to these territories, minus the possibility of trading to these guys, which would allow the Heathlands to help heal the forest here. And I'm 99% sure there should be a Dwarfen army down here, or Dwarfen faction down here, which we need to kill in order to confederate somebody. Anyway, Demahar Hackbile sounds kind of Nurglish to me, but anyway, looks like we've got a fight with a lot of spawn of Tzeentch. Gonna have to be careful about those. We don't have our monstrous infantry in this army, but at least we have the Stag Knights to do, I'm sure, tons of damage to them. Alright, go. Alrighty, here we go. Onward indeed. I think last episode we fought the Tzeentchans and they had 5 heroes in their armies, and once again, they've got 5. Quite annoying, mostly because, well, we still haven't got that many in our own army ourselves. And because of those blue fires that they keep spamming. Anyway, we're gonna have to try to have Sceolan snipe at least 1 or 2 of them if we can, starting with the enemy Chaos Lord, who's gonna take a solid half of his HP and damage, while he attempts to continue closing the distance. We have our scouts also Vanguard deployed. Ooh, the enemy's gonna double up on dropping Searing Dooms upon them, but fortunately, they're just going to start backing off. Enemy Lord is now using his army as meat shields, which probably a good choice in this particular situation. And it's time for Sceolan to continue backing off a little bit. We're gonna slow the enemy down with a nice ice sheet on them and then get back to trying to focus down that Chaos Lord. His silver shield, I'm sure, will block many of those Swift Shiver shards, but he won't block them all. And if we can get a couple hits from Sceolan into him, Well, that'll bring him down. There we go. That was a nice hit. 246 HP, and the Lord is done. Even if he survives this, I don't think he's going to be battle-worthy anymore. Lovely. 69 HP left. Nice. Otherwise, it looks like the enemy does manage to slow us down by dropping the vortex on the Deepwood Scouts of the Gehenna's Golden Hounds and immediately close the distance with them right after. The Screamers of Tzeentch taking about half of their HP in damage. The units of Stag Knights will rush out of the grove there to run down and obliterate those Screamers in revenge for the damage to the Scouts. And then we will back off before we're surrounded by Forsaken and Marauders. Alright, we're going to keep the healthier Scouts over on one flank, wherein they will hose down one of the enemy Forsaken. Enemy may be heavily armored, but they're still pretty vulnerable to range fire, and we're certainly going to make good use of that. Especially as when the enemy gets close, we get the close aim buffs, which increases the missile strength of the Swift Shiver Shards quite a bit. And nearly doubles their, well, not doubles, but plus 40% HPs, their increase to their armor-piercing damage. Anyway, looks like the main battle is joined. The Winterheart Guard will be holding off some Chaos Spawn and hopefully putting that anti-large of theirs to good use. Luckily, Tzeentch spawn are relatively fragile compared to the other Chaos Spawn, but are more numerous because of it, but it does mean easier to bring down lots of their models. The second unit of Screamers has arrived and has closed the distance with some of our Glade Guard, and we're once again going to have to move our Great Stag Knights to deal with them. Obviously, in battles past, our Stag Knights are mostly immediately rushing around the enemy's back line, preventing enemies from firing and just generally obliterating everything they come into contact with. And admittedly, they're still doing the same here to the enemy flyers, but they had to be used to protect our range units. Anyway, now that the enemy is out of flyers, it's time for the Stag Knights to move. They're going to crash into that line of Kaisis the Fidelity? Oh, Finality, rather. This is the Fidelity. Anyway, it's going to start going after the enemy missile troops. Whichever kind it matters not, and I do believe these little fellas are going to attempt to escape the Stag Knights by closing the distance with our and their melee troops. Looks like another Gehenna's Golden Hounds. I think this is the third being dropped upon us. We're going to have to try to back closer to the enemies in the same way that the enemy is doing to us. Alrighty. On the bright side, the enemy's right flank is on the verge of collapse. It's allowed our Deepwood Scouts to get around the enemy's flanks, and we're going to start focusing down that enemy hero, so no more blue fires of Tzeentch, please. From anybody, ideally. And okay, it's going to take a little bit more work, but it looks like it's starting to shift in our favor, the battle, I mean. Looks like Sceolan has defeated the Chaos Sorcerer of Tzeentch in Mela, and the Chaos Spawn numbers are rapidly starting to dwindle. We have been focusing down the Chaos Spawn, especially as they tower over our infantry units, and we can still fire into them with our range units over their heads. Alright, a little bit of more blue on blue action as the Wraiths of the Frozen Heart continue facing off against the enemy spawn. But it looks like not for much longer as the bounce power shifts fully in our favor and only the demonic and unbreakable units remain. The last of the demons are banished, the last of the spawn are cut down, or rather torn apart. And ooh, actually it looks like the very last spawn I saw that was killed by Sceolan's arrow. Very nice. It is entertaining to watch him fire those off, especially with his massive 360 range. He's basically an artillery piece. The damage isn't anything crazy, but as we've seen, it's doing fairly decently well at sniping lords and doing all that, so happy enough with it. Alrighty, there we go. Very, very nice. And oh, this guy survives with 1 HP. Great. A little bit annoying, but what can you do? On the bright side, though, they gave us a nice fight, and even though they did do plenty of damage to us, close victory, that damage was essentially spread out a lot among a lot of troops rather than focusing one unit down, which is great because, you know, obvious reasons and all that. As usual, the Swift Shiver Shards did pretty solid, roughly doubling, maybe not quite doubling, but close to it, the damage of the Glade Guard. The Great Stagnites, clean house as always, and oh wow, the War Dancers with Ezra Spears in fact outdid them. Well done to them, I gotta say. The Dryads held the line, together with the Eternal Guard, with the, you guys did really well. 18k damage. Yes, perhaps eventually, once again, you will be made into Stagnites. Do we heal or do we take money? Oh. Well, I guess this guy survives, meaning... I guess then meaning we take the money, because if he survives, yeah, we have to spend the turn here anyway. Sanyo Clan, what you want? You want us to join the war against Session Clan? That's not right now, we're busy. Dekal is much more important than the little rats here. And I mean, I'm sure there's other important stuff, but, you know. Alright, Leofric's Fellowship, you want us to join war against the Cornates soon? And aha! Alright, this was bound to happen. They might be sailing towards these guys, but they might also just bypass them and go to retake their territories, which ain't so great for us, because it does mean we will need to make another army very, very soon. And... the heck? Oh, okay, okay. It hunted us out of our siege and, in one turn gave them a full garrison. Okay, game, sure. Of course. It's not obnoxious at all. Alright, young stag, hello. 3 branch wraith? Okay. What kind of branch wraith? Unfortunately, kind of a terrible one, but it's gonna be a while until we get another branch wraith available, so we may as well make use of the one that we have. Oh, actually, not that long maybe, but I guess we could still make use of you. And yeah, these are the ones that do replenish troops. They also buff Dryads by a fair bit, and oh, +4 armor isn't anything crazy. I do like the +4 armor piercing weapon damage. I was just gonna say that maybe we should get a branch wraith in our main stack, but at the same time I fear that we won't have enough space. There's just too many different things that we want in there. But anyway, you're gonna join Dare Talk for now, I guess. And then we'll see. And then you, I assume, are just going to follow Dare Talk around, but all good. This is quite the annoyance, but what can you do? Alrighty, so first things first, though, we have reached tier... or level 15, meaning we get Lord of Winterheart, their capstone. Okay, I guess the 2 were a capstone, but anyway. Physical resistance 20% for the army, weapon strength plus 10% for all Eternal Guard and Dryads, melee attack for all Eternal Guard and Dryads, and then frostbite attacks for Sceolan himself, as well as the capacity increase for the Wraiths of the Frozen Heart and Winterheart Guards, and melee defense and weapon strength for the 2 of them as well. So they're going to be hitting plenty hard. We just now have to wait for these guys to come back up. Which is probably, well, 20 turns is quite the long time. You guys willing to defensive alliance as yet? You're nearly ready for the non-aggression pact. Yeah, you can have the 70 gold, why not? Well, let's see what else we're looking at. Scions of Sri Lanka. You are currently fighting Loish's Indulgence speaking trees and whoever, and you're friendly, I take it, with these guys? Reasonably friendly. Might be able to trade with you if we wanted to. But nobody else is of consequence right now. It's really the Golden Order's defensive alliances that we wanted, but okay. Alright, Sceolan. You're gonna re-besiege this place. Huh. Maybe it couldn't be this thing that's buggy, could it? Sometimes it does do that, like it resets your thing. I mean, we could just straight up attack, but I'm pretty sure they'll attack us in the field again. And just do it. We gotta wait the 8 turns for the Kala to come back, I guess, anyway, so it doesn't sound like this is gonna make it go by any quicker. And once again, you can't quite reach the place. Alright, so I guess you'll raid the gateway to Kuresh. 3.2. Wow, okay, that's much more than I was expecting. Huh. Attack value of the place isn't all that high, but pleasantly surprised by that, if nothing else. Anyway, you. Steal from Tor Helenar again. Success. Very, very nice. Scout Varcio, you are going this way.
Not now, but soon.
Prague is probably going to fall. The garrison is unfortunately kind of meh. Man, the aversion is going to make it more difficult to get friendly Kislevites, but what can you do? Also, you reached 100, meaning you can now collect income. Beautiful. And who is Dehen? Oh, right, you're the one that's moving. Let's also then check out what we have in terms of Waystalkers. Still the lethal one. Protector. Ward safe for accompanying Lord and... See, that's also not bad. I gotta think about that. Might actually want that one instead. But anyway, you, the far place. We could go all the way to the Great Hall, tier 5. We already have the capacity for these. We don't need the Blade Singers right now. We don't need the Way Watchers right now. This is probably of higher value. This will need to be built in... we're at 96, so we'll need to come back here soon and deal with it. What do we want to build? We could build the Forest Patrols in order to get access to Shadow Dancers. We could also build this thing in order to go for the Haunted Groves. Frankly, we'll most likely want to do both. Well, we'll still need the capacity for branch rates. That's undeniable. Out of these two, I'm going to say... Oh, this gives control as well. That's nice. That's very nice. But nonetheless, I'm going to say start on the branch rate thing, because it's going to take a lot of turns to build this all the way up. Although I guess we get the capacity already at tier 2 or here, so... not a big deal. Anyway, we're just going to do it. Just get started on it. It's going to take a long time for it to go up to tier 5, and we may as well get it going. Slaaneshi Giggle, you are going to grab Heart of Winter, which we're definitely going to put to good use. Diplomacy, I think I already checked, but I just want to see Spirit of the Jungle. We could declare war on the Blessed Dread, but then they'd sail down to us, which I'm not so big on right now. Oh wow, Signs of Sri Lanka are actually willing to go for a defensive alliance, which would be good if I knew exactly what was going on down here, but I don't, so I'm just going to hold off on it for now. We got 2 more turns of Alarime, we've got 4 more turns of Spring as well. Alright, I guess we can end the turn and then fight these guys again. Too bad none of the Confederations are for fighting Tzeentch. But nonetheless, I think it's worth our time to fight all of these guys here. Daretalk, you're fine. What's the likelihood somebody can attack this? It exists, in theory. And this is still a concern. But I think we can try to for now. Oh, you know what? Maybe then we start building the other army that I wanted, this army. Alright, fine. Go for the Muster Store. We'll need the Sisters of the Thorn for that. Muster Stone, rather. Alright. That's decided. And at the very least, by the time that army is fully up and running, we'll have the minus 5% reduction in terms of elf units, as that's the tech we'll be heading towards. And it'll take 8 or 9 turns, if I recall correctly, between the two techs. Maybe we'll use that army to deal with the ritual here at the far place, because I imagine we'll still be busy for quite the while up north. Now, that does mean we'll need to get the recruiter here, although, I mean, in theory. In practice, maybe not, because the recruiter doesn't actually have any bonus to recruitment. And it looks like these guys will attack again. Pyrrhic victory again. Eh? Alright, you better not... Okay, we just gotta make sure to kill everybody this time. Go. Alrighty, extremely annoying that the enemy garrison got revived to completely full HP. It definitely shouldn't be happening. Even if we get punted out of the battle, the garrison should only revive at like 10% of their HP and then come back up, right? Well, whatever. Sceolan's gonna start the battle off by sniping the enemy lord who was revived, and, well, he may have revived post-last battle, but he won't have revived for long. Then we're gonna switch fire to the enemy as second lord here, who also has blue fires of Tzeentch, because of course it does. And we're just going to have to make sure that it can't get any of those off. We're going to use the exact same strategy we used last battle, though we are still fairly damaged from the last fight, with the Deepwood Scouts and our mage deployed together with Sceolan up front. It was going to continue working on the enemy single entities, and by the looks of it is probably going to successfully have both of them killed prior to needing to back off. Two or three more shots by the looks of it, depending on if the enemy infantry are able to shield the enemy lord, and it looks like not so much. 369 HP, one more hit, or maybe no more hits, as the banishment was sufficient. Now, the enemy will move towards us with Flamers of Tzeentch, and we can't have these guys existing, and so all 4 units of our Swift Shiver Shards, as well as Sceolan, will focus them down until they're destroyed. Now that that critical unit is gone, it's time to start backing off. We're going to slow the enemy down with a nice ice sheet in the midst of them, and start moving the rest of our army out of the trees and getting ready to intercept and kill everything. There is a second unit of Flamers out there that we will have to deal with, and just going to have to pay attention to where they are, so that they can't get too many of those devastating volleys off. Ooh, the enemy has foolishly left its missile troops unguarded, and so the Stag Knights will send many a little demon flying. There we go. And, okay, you're not supposed to turn back, you're supposed to rush right through them, like so, and close the distance with those Flamers. Beautiful. That's 3 or 4 pink horrors disrupted and unable to fire, and then Flamers of Tzeentch, the most critical unit on field, or the next most critical unit on field, and now unable to do anything. Alright, our Azray Spears have closed the distance with a unit of a spawn, and, well, the battle should go in the Spears' favor, and just in case, we're still going to move in with our units of, I keep wanting to say Depth Guard, our Eternal Guard, and their anti-large should really contribute. There we go, and though the garrison may have revived with some very solid units, it's not going to be enough. They've been kind of systematically taken apart, mostly before the battle began here. Chaos Spawn being rapidly obliterated by being pincushioned by, well, pretty much all the range units together. All the enemy's range units tied up, except I guess this one. And we're making sure that no unit escapes this time, so the Great Stag Knights are going to rush those Forsaken. Really can't have the Garrison reviving again. Anyway, the bounce power shifts to 100% in our favor. The demons begin their banishment. The last of the Chaos Spawn is taken down by Sceolan, or one of his warrior's spears. And a few more seconds and the battle will be complete. I can't tell if they're laughing or screaming as they die, but both would make sense. But anyway, there we go. With that, the last of the units is done, and this Tzeentch faction should be destroyed. Alrighty, there we go. That time, I'm pretty sure we got them all. Oh, right. Huh. But by getting them all, we have to either raise or sack, at which point we would not occupy the place. So either we trade out the 6.2 or 2.5k. I wonder how much it would cost us to occupy the settlement. I guess we're gonna find out. We're gonna raise the place instead, and we'll see. I'm curious. We'll see what this does. Confederation, Reichland, and Marienburg. Well, good for the Reichlanders. And will that be the end of the attacks in this particular turn? It looks like it will, or at the very least, I doubt that there's anybody left in the list there. There we go, good. And what is this? Oh, right, these guys. Alright, well, that's not Dala still, so we're still good there. There's that Confed, enemy killed in battle, Scroll of Shielding, Loex, Tricksters, and Hawkeyes of Drakira are up and running. Unicorn Fortuitous, Cult of Tzeentch is done. Alright, tech researched, income from ports, so a little bit of an increase in money, though not by much, and now it's time to move towards Astraeus for that upkeep reduction. Recruiter, you've got places to be. Go and deliver your stuff. And out of curiosity, it's 6.7k to occupied. Well, that's annoying. I guess then, well, I don't really care who occupies it. But then it does depend on who does, because we want to trade this off. Oh, I wanted to see how much more this was worth. Hikaria is now worth 17.5. So, probably worth the investment to temporarily build the waystone there.
These are dark times.
Now, I would like to go and kill the rats, I really would, but I think Dala is much more of an important target. So I think we'll go out to sea. We'll ignore the rats for now. We'll grab the mysterious island, though, just because it's right there. And we'll go for Power of Rage, I guess. A little bit of money, and then we'll head to Hidden Landing.
Anything is possible.
And then hopefully by the time we reach it, Dala will be back. We can kill her and destroy her faction for good. I'm just going to hope that nobody is here. Who are you at war with? Still just the Engineers Guild. We're not going to peace out with you. I assume this is Rotten. Yeah, I'll probably have to deal with those guys as well. But anyway, Dare Talk, go to the Gateway of Kuresh real quick. And... I mean... I just auto-resolve it. It'll damage us a bit, but what can you do? And ooh, Raise will give us 11k. But I wanted to give this the Golden Order for the Alliance. So we sack it, occupy it, trade it instead. Because I assume they won't otherwise align. And we could use that. Damn it, alright, fine. Stop moving. And please tell me you can still... Yeah, another Val's Anvil Smith and Elven Steed and Plunderer. Still occupy this. There we go, and hopefully this will be worth enough to these guys. Gateway to Kuresh. 10. Alright, so we'll need to just invest very slightly into it, so I guess we will indeed build the Waystone. And then trade it to these guys for the Alliance, which will allow the 2, not 4, but better than nothing. Or we could force Border Gore. Give it to these guys as well. I know, I'll think about it. We just need the Heathlands to help this place grow quicker. Oh, actually, speaking of this place and growing quicker, let's go for that Sculptor's Cavern. Lovely, and the Tier 3 will be up and running soon, and hey, if it isn't some dwarfs, who are actually very friendly with these guys, so we need to make our deals with them before we kill the dwarfs. Oh, wait, there's another dwarf faction down here, isn't it? Nope, that's an Imperial faction. But yeah, these are the closest dwarfs to us, though admittedly we could just world roots our way to another place, which, you know, would fix the whole situation. Anyway, we have Tech Thief. Let's do some Tech Thievery. Success, very good. And then we have Colas, which... I mean, we're going to replace anyway. You know what, stay with Dare Talk, I guess, for now. I don't really want to delete anybody out of this army, at least not yet. Although that might change. You stay out here, see what's going on. Alright, I guess go out there to see if Boris is out there. Arbal, oh, Volksgrad is out. Prague is, well, still kicking. Though for how much longer remains to be seen. Dead End, go here, not to the dead end. But up here. And I believe that's it, minus the check for... Waystalkers, no, still not happy with those. Alrighty. And then there's nothing that is critical here that needs to be built at this current time. And we can pop the ritual off at any moment. Just need an army to deal with the stuff around it. Alright, fair enough. Skip, 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 skip. And then the turn once again. Or Dala. She never had a chance here. Alright, I'm gonna hope that these guys can deal with the rats, as in I really don't want to come back down here. If it can at all be avoided. But we'll see. If the rats... I mean, it looks like they're actually besieging this place as well, so if they start killing everybody up here, then we'll have to deal with them. Normally I'd say no half measures, but it was kind of necessary here because I'm very worried about Dala just being wiped out because her garrisons are atrocious. And the auto... Oh wow, these guys just lost the stag, didn't they? Oh man, the rats are winning, aren't they? We're gonna have to deal with the rats. Ah, game. Allies. Why useless? What do we have here? Recruitment cost, but control -5. Burn dryads, recruitment... Yeah, no, that's what we're gonna do, burn them. The Azrae have long had a patchy relationship with the denizens of the forest. While Stuff and the two peoples get along harmoniously, there have been issues. Lately, malevolent dryads have taken to kidnapping elven children for fun. When brought to justice, they remain unrepentant. It is their forest, they say. To burn them would anger the forest, but surely they must be made to pay for their crimes against the Azrae. Well, we're gonna burn them, but seems like a bad idea. An unusual location... Oh, no. I say oh no because this place is very vulnerable. What's the unusual location? Income from post-battle loot at the cost of trade tariffs and diplomatic relations. I don't think I like that. -550. I'm just wondering, did this significantly reduce our income? I don't really care about the -2 control, especially not in this place. But the income from trade tariffs seems kind of bad. I wish I had known, like, these should have like a tooltip of how much this actually affects you, because it's unclear. Sometimes it's very little, and sometimes it's a ton. I'm gonna leave it for now, but we'll see. If somebody remembers what the previous turn's income was, please tell me, because I'm curious. As that would inform my decision anyway. You, Sceolan, are gonna go to Hidden Landing, and hopefully Dala's there. Are the dwarves... Huh. Got some legendary characters. What is this? Huh, I wonder if they're going to attack Sceolan. I don't believe none of these guys attack. Oh. Alright, well, either way, you are gonna go here. You are gonna go here, and we need to find Dala before she dies. Don't tell me... no, I see Woolric Manticore. That's not Dala. If the ogres come this way, we'll just kill them, I guess. Alright, Gateway to Koresh. Next turn, we will transfer it to you. Watch the dwarfs attack us. There's some aversion there. Alright, ooh, hello. We have Dark Spirit, Speed of the Hunter, reload time. It's fairly considerable buff. But is it so considerable that it's worth our time right now? If we grab Evasion, we could go for Regrowth and Dwellers Below. Oh, man. I think that's still the way to go. They're just such good spells. Alright. A recruiter. You are... You know what? Huh. You're kind of in a bad place. Because the Skaven could easily kill you, but if you go out to sea, the Vampire Coast could kill you. Meaning, I think we're gonna go right here to the edge of this territory, but not go out to sea as yet. We'll wait the turn or so. I feel like that's probably the safest course of action. Right, you Steel Tech again, another success. These guys are gonna be really pissed off. Scout Varsio, go out here. Just wanna see... Again, I just plain don't remember where... Well, I guess if Boris was here, he's not here anymore. Or is he up here now? Or am I just confusing it with Old World? Damn it. I gotta double check. Anyway. Well, let's see what we got in terms of building. Jungles of Qian. You can go up to tier 4, but at 21k, that's almost all of our money. I do want the tribal stones, and we should probably build... we should probably build as much as we can during spring. Let's get another Glade Captain capacity as well. We will also want the grapevines and... Alright. Let's do the 21k. There goes all of our cash, basically. And this place, well, we're not doing anything there. Gateway to Koresh, you're about to be traded, so hopefully we can get the defensive alliance going. Anything else critical right now? Bowmen of Orion are willing to trade. Hey, Defenders of the Great Plan are willing to trade as well. I think Nakai cannot trade. Yeah, no. Only his vassal faction can trade, but he will be happy with us trading with the vassal faction, so I think it's probably still a good idea. It says we can't trade, but I think we can, right? Yeah. It's lying. And do we just trade with the Scions of Sceolan? You know what, let's just trade with them. If they get wiped out, they get wiped out. I'm not going to do the defense alliance with them right now just because I don't trust it, but I think we could take the money for all of these agreements. They don't like the treaties with the Harbingers of Pain. They've got a little bit of prejudice, but otherwise it's fine. Ignore the defensive alliance, just because I think they'll die. And I don't want to get drawn into random wars. Alright, otherwise we're good. And I also want to just double check. Oh wait, we have no lords available. Oh yes, we do. Okay, 18 turns, so these are counting down. Just gotta wait until they're ready to recruit both. Okie dokie. That looks like another end turn to me, so skip, 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 skip. Still 11k remaining, but not nearly as much as we once had. And turn, gotta find Dala. Hopefully she'll come back. Yeah, there she is. Alright, alright. We need to land, but not take out Hidden Landing, because we need to go after Dala and not have her get killed by somebody else. I wish she had come down to Hidden Landing, but it looks like she's too afraid to do so. Meaning maybe we land, we sack it, then we ignore it and move towards Dala. Colas can't block armies. Let's find out. Maybe she can. Although I feel like it's... Oh no, dwarfs are coming here. Maybe we should attack their army just so they can't kill Dala. Alright, wait, let me just see about this. Ready for duty, Dylan, sure. You, Fukhang?
Welcome to my private
Yeah, Gateway to Kurush. Trade for... Oh, so close to Defensive Alliance. 2.7k. Let's just do it. It'll heal this place. It's a little bit annoying, but... I mean, I guess we could declare war on the death toll, but... Do we want to? I assume that's a faction down here. It's not one of these factions, right? Rotten Knot. I know that there's ogres here. Well, it's an undiscovered fact. Ah, screw it, just declare war on them. They might ask for peace later. Alright, good. Do this. There we go. With the defensive alliance, we're a lot happier. Also, this should give us vision of the Cathans, the western provinces, and the Jade Custodians. You, we will go for an immediate trade agreement with. Lovely. And hopefully we can eventually align with you. Military alliance with Leofric's Fellowship. I'm going to say no for now. Alright. That's looking good. Next up. Sceolan, I'm going to have you land at the Hidden Landing. And I guess sack it? I don't think Dala's going to come down here and attack us because she's going to be too afraid to. You, can you... You can block army, but the chance of success is basically non-existent.
Follow that adventurous urge. Oh, it is
If you could just take this place, that would be ideal. And you're at war with them. Yeah, we can't have you kill that. Okay, well, our allies are going to get annoyed at us for doing this, but I feel like we probably should kill the dwarves. Plus, I kind of feel like getting some revenge for... that whole mining company thing. Leaving immediately. Was annoying. Alright, sorry Hergar Morgrimel, you are currently at war with Dala, but you're allied technically with nobody. You will now die. Dare talk? Kill. Alright, they're gonna run. All to get Dala's defeat rate. It'll be worth it, guys. It'll be worth it. Alright, Pirkut. Ooh, they have 4 bolt throwers and 2 goblin heroes. That's going to be very dangerous to our treemen and treekin. Interesting. And those great weapons as well on the warriors. Interesting indeed. Go. Alrighty, here we go. We've been having a pretty solid variety of foes over the course of this campaign, and while that may be the case, we have not yet had the opportunity to face off against too many Dwarven units. So here we go. Gotta get revenge from that mining company or whatever it was. Well, here we go. Looks like the dwarfs are going to start focusing down a Daertok, and this being the engineering expedition. Engineering expedition. They appropriately have 6 artillery pieces and a decent amount of miners with blasting charges and all that. Fortunately, we will reduce the missile damage to Daertok himself by a huge amount. 69 missile resistance plus the physical and ward save means that they are unable to bring him down, even with the Goblin Hewers, specialized as they are against this type of unit. Our range units have also closed the distance and will begin hosing down the enemy artillery pieces. Although the enemy will be chucking blasting charges back our way, and we do have to be careful due to the massive fire vulnerability that our forest spirits have. There we go, Awakening of the Wood in the midst of the enemy Quarrelers and Goblin Hewer crews. Our Eagles have also closed the distance with the Goblin Hewers and Bolt Throwers, though we're mostly just trying to make sure that these guys aren't able to fire. And we are firing at the enemy at the same time as well. The enemy Lord is locked in combat with some Dryads and Treekin, was trying to get Daertok to go after him, but at the same time, he's getting distracted by all the other units. Although by the looks of it, not for long, as the Dwarf Warriors at the very least are beginning to shatter. It is also nice to fight the faction that doesn't share our color scheme like the Slaaneshi do. Much easier to tell all the different units apart. Alrighty, and the balance power shifts to about 85, even closing in on 90% in our favor. The Dwarfen army is pretty doomed, and somewhere I'm sure Durthu is smiling. Although we do have to kill 3 Dwarfen armies, or fight dwarfs 3 times in order to confederate Durthu, it's, well, it's a start. Alright, tactically not much more to say about this particular fight. Everybody's engaged. It's just a matter of all the individual little skirmishes all over the battle map to be completed. And we're going to help that along by popping off a Shield of Thorns to make sure that those units that are still attempting to hit ours get some of that melee damage reflection. Ooh, it does look like a unit of miners has rallied and has chucked a volley of one last volley, I guess, of blasting charges our way before being sent off with those units of Dwarf Warriors. Looks like almost all the enemy units are done, only the heroes remain and the unbreakable Goblin Hewer Slayer crews. But they're down to 1 or 2 units, and there we go, the last one will lose its head. Lovely. With the last Slayer gone, the enemy heroes and Lord will shatter, and the battle is ours. Actually, I think the Lord might have been dead, but the Thane was still kicking, and the enemy hero here, Gargrul the Gunner, was also still around. But a few arrows to the back will make sure that he is not around for too much longer. There we go. Lovely. Alright, there we go. Accidentally killed one of our own eagles with range fire, but at the end of the day, we really needed to tie up all those artillery pieces, which we did, and which worked out reasonably well. And this way these guys can't finish off Dala, which is great. Are you able to... What's the best way to do this? Well, I guess we could risk suffering attrition for a turn to move here and just hope that Dala doesn't just attack this place. Maybe I shouldn't have moved you here. Well, it's too late now. Sack Hidden Landing, I guess. Although, I guess we can't move anyway, so maybe Dala will... Nah, she's not going to reinforce it. Or at the very least, I doubt it. I guess we could give her the opportunity? See what she does?
It is
I guess we'll see what she does. Are you willing to immediately peace out? Yes, you are. Alright, we could attack them some more, but frankly, once again, I don't want to piss everybody in the region off just to attack them a little bit, which I think everybody around here will probably be friendly with the Dwarven faction. Yeah. Alright, so we'll just do this. Peace out. Take the money.
Agreed.
And if we want to later attack them again, then we will. But at least this way, again, we will not lose the Color's defeat rate, or at least I hope not. Anyway, tech thief real quick, again, for the 50th time. Oh, failure this time. Unfortunate. Scout Vorcio. Well, we know that Boris isn't here anymore, so do we actually need you to scout anything else out? We could go all the way around to Estankia, but then it would be faster to just take the world routes to the Witchwood. I think the Kislevites were the main reason you're here. Alright, and go this way just in case just in case these guys are still alive. I'm pretty sure they're not, but you never know. And just want to see who's over here. Frankly, all of these factions will eventually inevitably declare war on us, and not much we could do about it. Colas, you just stay here for now. Dehen, go this way.
Not now, but soon.
And are we safe to go out to sea?
blood kiss.
I'm gonna hope that we are. You go out to sea this way. And I'm just gonna hope that that other army isn't here. Be unfortunate. Alright, you just need to reach Sceolan and then we'll be good. And speaking of it, you're just gonna sit there, you're good, building we probably can't afford. Kaoshan, we'd probably want to be trading to these guys. Jungles, nothing we can build there or want to build there right now. And then the fireplace, we do want to upgrade the Grove of the Horse in order to get the Sister of the Thorn. So yes, we'll do that. Out of curiosity, Kaoshan, we can trade to you for money, or we could wait a little bit and, well, that would give the money back that we had to pay, but, oh wait, no, we declared war on some random faction instead. You know what, hold on to the place for now, we'll probably trade it to you anyway. Yeah, decent likelihood that this place rebels as well. Anyway, skip, and turn. Let's see what Dala does. Please attack Sceolan. Yes, perfection. Auto-resolve, there's no need to fight this, we've already defeated her once. Beautiful, and this way we get the defeat trait, and a free obsidian amulet. And do we want this place? We get 5k, or we could seed it, which would allow us to save on a turn going this way. Because we do want to head southward again. You know what? I'm gonna say 5k is probably worth the turn. Plus, we'd suffer attrition here if we were... Yeah, seeded. We'd suffer attrition because this is Slaanesh corrupted territory. Alright, well, that all worked out very nicely, and there is this little army. I wonder if they're attacking the lizards now. We could give some of these territories to the lizards, and just ignore the border gore. There's gonna be border gore anyway. I think as Wood Elves, we care less about the border gore of our allies than we would otherwise, maybe. Or maybe I'm just telling that to myself in order to convince myself to do it.
Not since the coming of Morga has Athel...
And, these guys are going to attack us, eh? Probably... Oh, no. Well, hopefully they don't have a stack here to kill the recruiter. That would be really unfortunate. I'm not gonna call allies to help. Maybe they just want to go for Hikaria. I guess we're about to find out. Okay, no direct attacks, but I did say we're just gonna have to deal with the Skaven, and it looks like we very much are. Well, we were gonna sail out there anyway. Anyway, with that, we are very much out of time, and I am very much going to call this episode here. Definitely a bunch of important stuff achieved, including this lovely immunity to contact effects, and the destruction of Dakala's faction. It is summer now, and next time these guys have taken this territory. Next time, we wipe out the rats, and probably, yeah, our income is positive again, start building a new army. And most likely we will probably head back to the fireplace we got to pop the ritual off. Maybe while taking these guys out as well. And then head to a new place, or just, you know, kill off a few other enemies. Like, we should be able to get Talzin up and running relatively soon. 5 out of 10 so far, so soon we will have Athelloran itself, or at the very least the Oak of Ages, and Kingsglade. Anyway, stay tuned for all that. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially the threshold for the next set of double episodes. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.